Good morning, Knicks Nation. Today is Thursday. It is the 7th day of September 2023. I hope you're all safe and healthy today. I hope your family's safe and healthy and that the needs of you and your family in terms of food, shelter, clothing, as well as health are being met today. Blessings upon those that work in the healthcare field who, along with the first responders, every day out here saving lives, even risking their own to do so. As well as those that pick up garbage to keep our places clean and disease-free, and those that make deliveries of mail, food, water, important things for our delivery, for our convenience, Also, double blessings on the men and women that are out here trying to help rescue, deliver, and recover the teenagers and the children that are victims of sex trafficking, child molestation, and pedophilia. Also, victims of human trafficking, victims of prostitution and child prostitution, victims of pornography and child pornography. Double curses on all the perpetrators of these things. Double curses on all those who profit from these things. And double curses on all the perverts that create this industry. Finally, double blessings upon the homeless. There are nearly 600,000 homeless people on the streets of the United States of America, and it's mostly children, and millions around the world in similar or worse conditions. May blessings be upon them, for theirs is the kingdom. Today, I want to talk a little bit about a change in mindset. What do I mean? Brethren, over the years, especially the Knicks, I think we could look back now, and that is 2023. We could look back now, and about the time they traded Patrick Ewing, the Knicks were under a curse. Our team sucked. We had bad management, bad drafting, bad development, bad trades. Our team sucked for a long time. And there were a couple of exceptions here and there, but nothing could stick. When Woodson came, was an exception. But of course, the Knicks messed up again and let him go. And we went back into mediocrity. And so there's been a lot of bad years. But the storm has passed. It's a new team. It's being developed the right way. I'll give you an example. There's been, for decades, people going to bars looking for their next spouse, hoping to find that special one in a bar. I know it sounds crazy, but it's been happening for decades, many years, where women get all dressed up, go to a bar hoping to find Mr. Right. Dudes get all dressed up and going to a bar hoping to find the one. And it hardly works out. You end up getting temporary stuff that doesn't last because you met them in a bar. That was the Knicks. And that's us. That was us. What do I mean? Terrence Ross might go off against us. Also, we got to go get Terrence Ross, right? Christian Wood has a big game against us. Also, we got to go get Christian Wood. And Knicks fans, including myself, were always on the hunt for somebody to come save the Knicks because our team sucked. And we were looking for anybody to come help us. And usually some guy that will come to the Garden and go off against us, TJ McConnell, or somebody we need to look at, somebody we need to go sign when they become available. And this mantra is continual. Okay? But when you mature as a person, you realize you're not going to find the right person in a bar. The likelihood of you doing that is small. You might, but it's small. You might find the right person by chance. You might find the right person because you just run into a person and y'all just connect. The spirits just connect. Sometimes you find it in a religious organization, maybe a church. That's how I found my wife. But you're not finding them in the bar. You're not finding them dressed in mini skirts. And you're not going to get somebody that's a good husband when you're dressed in a mini skirt, thinking that he can't see other women in mini skirts. Same thing with the Knicks. We get to a maturity now. This is year 4 of Tom Thibodeau and the Don. We've had 2 playoff appearances in the last 3 years. The Knicks have surprised everybody and developed the right way. We no longer need to look at Bogdanovich's, Christian Woods, anybody. Should we look at this one? Could we go after this one? You know who we need to go after right now? Nobody. You're at the point where you have a team. And I know that the Knicks fans, including myself, were guilty of this. So used to teams that suck that you're just looking for any talent you can bring on board to help the Knicks. But what you don't realize is the Knicks have now developed a team, and you don't tinker with a good team. You don't see the Celtics trying to find a new two guard or a new small forward, right? You don't see Philly trying to find a new center or even a new power forward right now, or a new point guard to take place of Maxey. You don't see that because they got a team. The Bucks got a team. They won a chip already. You see teams that might need a piece. Usually it's a LeBron-led team because all his teams are temporary, right? All his teams are 1 year, 2 year teams, and then they move on and do it all over again. That's even getting played out because he's getting older now. But when you have a team, when you've developed, when you've drafted, when you've traded and gotten the team that's now together, you don't need to go after nobody. You need to chill and let the team develop. Let it go. Let the continuity take hold. That's what we got now. And people are still doing this. I don't know if it's the kids from the NBA 2K or if it's the battered wife syndrome from, like I said, 20 years ago when the Knicks were cursed. Not cursed anymore. But you still have guys. What about this guy? This guy's available. Can we sign him right now? Right now. Please understand something. The 9-man rotation for the Knicks is set. And this is the first time we can say that. It's been a long time. It's the first time we could say that. In the Tibbs era, we've had the constants have been RJ and Julius. Those have been the constants. Everything else has been, we're looking for a point guard. We needed a two guard. Then all of a sudden you draft a Quentin Grimes. You get an IQ. You get an Obi. Even though he's not with the team anymore, you're starting to put pieces that are more permanent pieces that you can develop together. Then you trade for, or you sign as a free agent, a Jalen Brunson and an Isaiah Hartenstein. Okay, once you have this now, and now once you've gotten these pieces, and you become 4th in the East, then 5th in the East, and now you've won a first round series, you got something. You're not at the point yet where you're a championship team. No, that happens when you make a finals, an Eastern Conference Finals or an NBA Finals. But you're now knocking on the door. And the last thing you want to do is disrupt that rotation. That's the last thing you want to do. So what I'm saying is we're past the battered wife point. We no longer need to look in bars to find what we think is a pretty thing or a handsome thing. We need to stick with what we got and let it gel. We need to stick to the marriage we have made. They just added Dante DiVincenzo, perfect addition. When you're going to lose an Obi Toppin who needs to start, and then you did him a solid, perfect replacement, perfect addition. Is a guy that fits seamlessly with Brunson and Hart, that knows how to play team ball, that understands championship basketball, has already won a chip in Dante DiVincenzo. That's the perfect addition. And you got him for the mid-level. This is what championship teams that are being made do. Okay, this is what they do. They add the right piece at the right price. They don't overpay. They don't disrupt the continuity. The NBA 2K is played out. To go after this one, that one, because they're free agents, is played out. There's nobody available. Not Bogdanovich, not Christian Wood, not nobody that's available that we need to remove a guy from our 9-man rotation that we've carefully built for the NBA 2K guy. No. Right now, we got our team. Now, will they need upgrading? Possibly. But what you have to do is let them play. Let them play and let the whole season go by. Let's see where we end up. Where do they end up? Do they end up 4th in the East or 3rd? Do they make a playoff run? Then next summer, you evaluate. Where did we go? Just like it did this summer. They evaluated where we went, and they said, okay, we're going to add one piece, Dante DiVincenzo. Very carefully, surgically. You don't break up the team, trade half the team and go get Joel Embiid because you think that'll instantly make you a championship. There's only a couple of players you're going to do that. And I wouldn't do it for Embiid. He's good, but I wouldn't do it for him. You're talking maybe Giannis or the Joker, basically. That's what you're talking about. Okay, 2 MVPs, 2 champions, still in their prime. That's what you're talking about. Okay. Other than that, and there's always an exception that proves the rule. Those are the exceptions. A lot of great players, but you don't break up what you carefully cultivated and weaved for just a name. The media would have you do that. You must sell everything and go get the superstar. No, you don't. Especially when you don't know yet what your team could do. We got a good glimpse last year, but this year is really the year. We're going to see what this team could do, what they're made out of, how they mold. Now, like I said, it's the first time that I can remember that you're going into the training camp and you already know what your 9-man rotation is. You already know. There's no controversy. There's no position controversy. People try to create it. I still got people talking about Quentin Grimes ain't starting. I can't help you if you can't see it. Can't help you. But it's all set. Starting 5 is set. Next 4 is set. Then even that, next 2 is set. Starting 5, Jalen Brunson at point guard, Quentin Grimes at the 2 guard, R.J. Barrett at the 3, Mitchell Robinson at the 5, and Randall at the 4. That's your starting 5. And we know this going into camp. What's your next 4? Isaiah Hartenstein, Josh Hart, Dante DiVincenzo, and Emmanuel Quickley. That's your next 4. Then after that, you still got Jericho Sims, who you drafted and developed, and Deuce McBride, who you drafted and developed. The Knicks have not had this. Like I said, I can't even remember the last time the Knicks had it like this. Maybe it was Pat Riley in the early 90s, late 80s. I can't remember the last time they had this type of setup that was already set in stone. There's no questions. You're coming into camp. You understand your coach. You know what he's expecting. You know what you got to bring. This is the first time in a long time. That right there is worth wins. Okay? That's worth wins right there. So stop looking for, let's go get this one. This guy's available. What about him? There's nobody. You got your team. Let them run. Enjoy your Thursday.